ॐ दक्षिणस्य समारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ता स्मर्या गुरुपरम्परा श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। परिज्ञानाश्रम श्रीगुरुशङ्कर परिज्ञानाश्रम शङ्कर सद्गुरु केशववामन कृष्णपाण्डुरङ्ग आनन्द परिज्ञान गुरु सद्यो जात शङ्कर सद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So we had quite a long introduction in the last session on what is the purpose of human life, what are the purusharthas or the pursuits that are there in front of a human being, and that the human being has a free will and a choice, and also the same human being has a choice of getting free from this samsara also. And ultimately that body of knowledge which talks to us, which talks to the humans about going through all these purusharthas, whether it is the material pursuits like the artha kama dharma purusharthas, or the spiritual purushartha or the pursuit called as the moksha purushartha, it is entirely dependent on me as the person as to what kind of a pursuit I want to pursue. And the Veda Purva, as I said, as I discussed, encourages one to pursue the Dharma, Artha, Kama, Purusharthas, but in a dharmic way, in a proper way. And ultimately, the purpose of Veda Purva is that this person, having gone through all the karmas and upasanas for attaining material phalam, for attaining the material benefits, one day will realize that these material phalas or benefits or the karma phalas that are got out of these three purusharthas are ultimately absolutely anityam, and they don't serve any purpose. And then it is ultimately the expectation of the Vedas that a person will come to Vedanta, which is that knowledge which ultimately frees one from this samsara, from this bondage of samsara. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Purusharthas keep one in this bondage. They make the person come back again and again and again. And there is something to do here. Doing is important here. Karma is important here. But in Vedanta, when we come to the Veda Shiraha or the Vedanta or Upanishads, there is nothing to be done. There is only something to be known. What is it to be known? Whatever I'm ignorant of, that is what I'm supposed to know. And what does Vedanta talk about? Vedanta talks about that which I am, but which I am not aware of. Vedanta is that which tells me that you are having a wrong idea or a wrong notion about yourself, the Jiva, about the Jagat with which you are interacting, and about Ishvara. Vedanta tells me you do not know the reality of yourself or the Jagat or Ishvara. And what it does ultimately is to completely remove my ignorance about these three things and makes me understand exactly what I am, my reality, my Swarupam, the Swarupam of Jagat, the Swarupam of Ishvara. Swarupa means what? The inherent nature of the Jiva, Jagat, and Ishvara become obviously known. The nature of the Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara reveals itself in the form of Atma or Brahman. We saw that in the last session. And now we'll continue with, I have already discussed about what is Upanishad. Upanishad is that knowledge about oneself which completely frees one from this bondage. That is the meaning of Upanishad. And the Vedanta, which gives this knowledge, is also called as Upanishad. So the words of the Shruti are also called as Upanishad. And that knowledge which releases me from the samsara, which is nothing but the absolute Nishchaya Jnanam about myself. Upanishad, I explained very clearly in the last session and also when we took Kathopanishad. So the words of the Vedanta are also called as Upanishad. And therefore, as I told in the last session, every branch of all the four Vedas has an Upanishad at the end of it. And many of those branches are lost for us. It is said that all the four Vedas together have what are called as 1180 recensions or branches, and therefore there must be so many Upanishads. But we have lost a lot of them because a lot of branches of the Vedas are lost to us. I think I remember telling you in Kathopanishad that earlier families were responsible for keeping these branches of the Vedas alive and giving it to their next generations. For some reason or the other, these have not been passed on, and a very, very, sacred aspect of a lot of Vedas have been lost to us. A number of hymns, a number of mantras of the Vedas, branches and branches themselves have been lost. And it is said that at present what we have is about 108 Upanishads, which are major Upanishads as well as small Upanishads, minor Upanishads. And we, that is those mumukshus who are interested in studying Upanishads for Atmajnana, for that Nishchaya Jnana about oneself, we study 10 Upanishads. In the Gurukulams, generally, only about 5 or 6 Upanishads are taught, that is supposed to be sufficient. Why are we studying only 10 Upanishads? The 10 Upanishads are studied because these are the 10 Upanishads for which Bhagwan Sri Shankaracharya Acharya has written the Bhashya. And without the Acharya's Bhashyas, of course, there are other Acharyas also. There are other Acharyas also like Madhvacharya, Ramanujacharya. They have written Bhashyas on the Upanishads, but based on their philosophy. And we, following the Advaita philosophy, we depend entirely on Bhagwan Shankaracharya's Bhashyas of these 10 Upanishads. And all the four Vedas have got different Upanishads, as we said. And we already studied one Upanishad which belongs to the Krishna Yajurveda, that is the Kathopanishad. Now, we are going to take up an Upanishad which belongs to Atharvana Veda. There are 3 Upanishads which we study generally in Gurukulam. The Vedanta students study 3 Upanishads which belong to Atharvana Veda: the Mundakopanishad, the Mandukya Upanishad, and also the Prashna Upanishad. Here we are not going to study Mandukya because that is something which is studied in the end, and it is supposed to be a very difficult Upanishad. And unless people are really prepared for this, it is not possible to understand what Mandukya Upanishad says. But Mundaka Upanishad is an Upanishad which is considered to be an ideal Upanishad for the entry level. And so there is always a mistake about the name of this Upanishad. Many people, after studying the Upanishad also, they are confused about the name. Whether it is Mundaka or Manduka or Mandukya, they are highly confused about it. I remember when I was teaching Mandukya Upanishad to a group, one of the people was not even aware of what the name of that Upanishad was. She was thinking that we are studying Mundaka Upanishad. So we have to be very careful about the names of this Upanishad. This, what we are going to study now, is what is called as Mundaka Upanishad. It belongs to the Atharvana Veda, to the Shaunaka Shakha of the Atharvana Veda. And as we have already seen, every Upanishad is a dialogue between a guru and a shishya. Now it all depends how many gurus, how many shishyas are there. Different Upanishads have different patterns. For example, Mundaka Upanishad, Kathopanishad, they have one guru and one shishya in Samvada. It is a dialogue. That shows that the learning of Upanishads is an active process. It's not a passive process where the guru goes on talking. It's not so. It is an active process where the guru and shishya are both involved in the study of this Upanishad, whichever the Upanishad is. There are some Upanishads where there are multiple gurus and multiple shishyas, like in Chandogya Upanishad, in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. We have got many acharyas and many shishyas in different areas or different chapters, in different sections. We have different students and different teachers. So many students and many teachers. There can be one teacher and many other shishyas. Many shishyas, one teacher. In Prashnopanishad, we find that there is one acharya and there are 6 shishyas who are asking their questions to the guru. So, like this, we have different combinations. And Atharvana Veda Upanishads, especially what we are going to study now, that is the Mundaka Upanishad, it has got one guru and one shishya. The guru is Angirasaha. Angirasa is the guru and Shaunaka is the shishya. So this is a dialogue between Angiras, the guru, and Shishya Shaunaka. So Shaunaka Angirasa Samvada is Mundaka Upanishad. This entire Mundaka Upanishad is a small one. It has about 66 verses. Whereas what we saw in Kathopanishad, it was about 120 verses. But Mundaka Upanishad is simple. It has got about 66 verses. And the entire Upanishad is divided into 3 chapters called as Mundakas. The first Mundaka, the second Mundaka, and the third Mundaka. And in each Mundaka, which is called as the chapter, there are 2 sections. A section is called as a Khanda. Therefore, there are 3 Mundakas and each Mundaka has 2 Khandas or sections. So 3 big chapters in which 2 sections are there. 3 Mundakas and 2 Khandas, and that makes totally 6 sections. 3 chapters and 6 sessions. Now let us understand, let us see why this name Mundaka was given to this particular Upanishad. What is the reason for that? It is said that in Atharvana Veda, there is a kind of a pratha or there is a kind of a ritual which is followed before a student or a shishya goes to the guru to learn the Upanishad. And that particular ritual is called as the Shirovrata. Shirovrata. Shira, head, also is called as Mundaka. Mundaka also means the head. Now, this particular ritual in Atharvana Veda is such that before the teaching of the Upanishad begins, the Shishya carries a pot of fire on his head, which is called as the Shirovrata. He carries it on his head, Mundaka, indicating to the Guru that I am willing to be ignited by the fire of knowledge from you. Like there are many such, small rituals which are followed, especially in the Gurukulam. Traditional systems which are followed. Like when a student or a Shishya goes to the Guru Upasadanam, how the Guru Upasadanam has to be done. It is told in Bhagavad Gita, we have seen that in Kathopanishad. It is going to come now in Mundaka Upanishad also. Once the Shishya goes to the Guru for learning Atma Vidya, there are different rituals which are done in different Vedas, and in Atharvana Veda, Shirovrata, carrying this pot of fire, indicating the fire of knowledge on the head of a person and then going to the Guru, is one of the rituals. And here Mundaka means head, and on which this fire containing pot representing Atmajnanam is carried. Therefore, the name of this Upanishad is Mundaka Upanishad. Who's the Mundaka Upanishad Rishi? Angiras is the Rishi, not Mundaka Rishi. The Rishi is Angiras and the Shishya is Shaunaka. So therefore, the name that has come here is Mundaka Upanishad. Belongs to the Atharvana Veda. And how do we recognize that a particular Upanishad belongs to a particular Veda? We generally recognize it by the Shanti Patha or the invocation, which is chanted before the teaching is begun. Before the teaching is begun. I wanted to tell you that I was just telling you that, this is one of the rituals, Shirovrata, carrying this. There is another small ritual that is carried before we start learning Brahma Sutra from our gurus. We carry the Brahma Sutra book on our head and go round the Gurukula and then come back to the Guru. That is one of the small rituals that is followed before the teaching of Brahma Sutra is begun. So, like this, in our culture, in our scripture, we have some small different, rituals which are followed before a particular teaching of a particular text is begun. So, as I told you, it's a Samvada, Angiras Shaunaka Samvada, and it also starts with a Shanti Patha. All the Upanishads, depending upon the Veda that they belong to, have a particular Shanti Patha. Now, all the Upanishads belonging to the Atharvana Veda have the same Shanti Patha. Whether it is the Mandukya Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad, Prashna Upanishad, Kaivalya Upanishad, all these have the same Shanti Patha. And what is the reason or what is the purpose of Shanti Patha? Earlier in the Gurukul days, in those days, in the Vedika days, Vedic times, this teaching was carried on not like this. It's not that like people, the Shishyas are sitting in their houses in front of a computer, a laptop, or a mobile, and somebody who's sitting miles away or thousands, hundreds of miles away is sitting in front of her laptop and giving this. It was not like that. It was a face to face teaching, and the teaching happened in the Gurukulam or in the forest or at the banks of a holy river like Ganga. That's why you find a lot of pictures of Adi Shankaracharya with his four disciples sitting on the banks of river Ganga. We find that it's a very common picture we find. So either in the forest, Gurukulams were generally situated in the forest. So either in the forest or somewhere near a mountain, the base of a mountain or a hill, or under a tree or on the banks of the river, So there were so many possibilities of obstacles at that time. Not only that time, even now. For doing anything good, there are a lot of obstacles possible. See, it's an active learning here. An Upanishad is one where the Guru is actively teaching and the Shishya is actively grasping, absorbing something. In any kind of a pursuit like this, there is what is called as prayatna, kala, and daiva. Correct? When we start anything or any kind of a pursuit that we start, three things are very important. Prayatna or our effort. How much effort am I going to put for making this pursuit of mine successful? So this is called as prayatna. There should be a prayatna from the Shishya side also. There is a prayatna which is required from the Guru side also. Because it's a dialogue between the Guru and the Shishya. The Shishya should be ready to receive and the Guru should be ready to give. So it's a prayatna on both their parts. Prayatna. Then there is one thing called as the Kala. Kala is the time. The right time should come where the Guru is capable of giving this knowledge that he has got from his Gurus through the Karana Parampara, Karana Vidya, and the disciple or the Shishya also should be capable of receiving this Kala, the appropriate Kala, a prepared Shishya. Appropriate Kala is there. Then there is what is called as Daiva. Daiva means what? That is something which is a grace of God over which we have no control. To some extent, our prayatna is in our hands. Kala, we don't have much control at all. Daivam is something where it is entirely dependent upon the will of Ishvara. Therefore, what are we doing when we are chanting the Shanti Pata? In any prayer for that matter. When we begin this session, we chant Dakshinasya Sarvam Samarambha. What is the purpose of this prayer? That whatever task I have undertaken now, let it happen without any obstacles. People who are sitting on the other side and receiving this, let them receive without any obstacles. Similarly, in the Vedic days also, when the teaching was going on, when the teaching had to begin from the Shishya, from the Guru to the Shishya, a Shanti Pata was chanted only to please the Daivam or asking for the grace of that Daivam. Daivam means Ishvara's grace. That let the Guru and Shishya chant this together. Mind you, it's not as if only the Shishyas chant. The Guru and the Shishyas chant together because the Guru also is praying for the grace of Ishvara that the pursuit of his teaching happens properly. He does not suffer from any buddhi doshas. Should not suffer from any vak doshas. He should not forget anything which is important, which he has to give out, what he has learned. Therefore, for that, he, the Guru, also has to pray for the grace of Lord. That whatever prayatna he puts forward, he puts forth, it should be useful. And it is the same thing on the part of the Shishya also. The Shishya also prays for the grace that he does not have any kind of vignas or obstacles to receive this knowledge from the Guru. Either in the form of physical obstacles, emotional obstacles, psychological, intellectual obstacles. He does not have any of these obstacles and he is able to receive this knowledge as if this Jnana Ganga is coming as a flow of river, as a flow of water. It should just flow from the Guru to the Shishya very without any obstacles. And the purpose of Shanti Mantra is this, to avoid or to ward off any kind of obstacles, to pray to the Lord, to Ishvara, for His grace that this pursuit that is going to begin now is going to go through properly and end properly. That is the purpose of Shanti Pata. And Atharvana Veda Upanishads have a Shanti Pata which is Bhadram Karnebhihi. Those people who have done Bhashya Patana of Mundakopanishad, maybe 3-4 years ago, which we have done, will remember Bhadram Karnebhihi. So I'll chant the Shanti Pata and then I will explain to you what this Shanti Pata means. Shanti Pata means a prayer. Shanti. Let there be swasthi. Let there be shanti. Let there be no obstacles on the part of, the effort that is going to be put out by both of us, the Shishya and the Guru. So we'll start. I will just chant. Slowly I will chant. And you can also look at your books. And the Shanti Patas are always chanted with swaras. Swaras means what? There is a particular intonation with which the Shanti Patas are chanted. Like any other Vedic mantras, these are chanted with an intonation. With the Swarita, with the Udatta and Anudatta, with that, three. That is that which is the tone which is stable and a higher note and a lower note. This kind of a chanting is there. That's called as the Swara. We use three kinds of swaras, the Swarita, Udatta and Anudatta swaras we use. So I will chant it, you can just see this, and they are marked actually. That is, Anudatta is marked with a horizontal line below the Akshara. Udatta is marked with a vertical line above the particular alphabet. If there are no marks, it means it is in the, Swarita. Udatta, Anudatta, Swarita are the tones in which, the swaras in which it is chanted. So just listen to me now, and maybe from the next class onwards, you can start chanting with me. If we are face to face, then what do? We chant one word and make the listeners or the shishas repeat after. But now, in this kind of a lecture, it is not possible. So you can just listen to me. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितैयदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. I'll chant again. ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितैयदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. This is the Shanti Patha or the Shanti Mantra of the Atharvana Veda Upanishad. So now let's see the meaning of this. What was the Shanti Patha for Kathopanishad? That is Krishna Yajurveda. Sahanavavatu sahanau bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. And I have explained the meaning of that also in Kathopanishad when we started. Now, before starting the Upanishad, we have to understand what is the meaning of the Shanti Patha. So, Om, we always start with Om as the auspicious symbol in the beginning of any pursuit. And here the Veda says, Bhadrang Karnebihi Shrunuyama Devaha. Hey Devaha, hey exalted beings, hey Devas, bless us that may we listen to the most auspicious things with our ears. Karnebhihi, through the ears, Bhadram, auspicious, Shrunuyama. May we listen to the most auspicious only. Hey gods, hey devas, bless us that we listen only to the very auspicious through our ears. Naturally, when a teaching is going to go on, when a dialogue between the Guru and the Shishya or Shishyas is going to go on, I have to listen to what is being taught. Let my ears not wander away somewhere and listen to some vague noise which is coming from somewhere, or from the neighborhood or from the neighboring house, some TV noise coming. Let my ears not go there. Let my ears listen to the very auspicious thing that I am about to listen to now. Bhadram pashyema akshabihi yajatraha. Yajatraha means the gods, the deities who are worshipped by giving them oblations. Hey gods, hey devatas who receive oblations from us during our yajnas, bless us that we only see the auspicious through our eyes, because it is more so applicable in today's world. There is so much to listen. 99% of what we listen is not even worthy of listening. Not even worthy of listening. That is why, in a work called Vedanta Dindima, the author says that there is only one thing which is worth listening to. It is about Brahman. Everything else is not worth listening to. Why? Because everything else is mithya. Everything is mithya. And however many times or whatever you listen about mithya, what does it matter? In what way does it help me? In this Upanishad only we will come to know, we will have a verse which says, Anya vacho munchatha. Give up all the other things, other words, other talk. So true. We waste so much of time in listening to things which are not necessary, which will put us more in bondage. Seeing things which are not necessary, which are going to only put us in bondage. Let us know what is necessary for us to live comfortably and transact with the world. Other than that, we don't need to know anything. I had the experience of it in the recent times, recent times with the elections that went on in Karnataka. What a number of things to listen and what horrible things to see. And every time I was remembering, Anya Vacho Vimunchatha, Jagat is Mithya. Forget, don't unnecessarily waste your energies on listening and looking at things of the world which are ultimately Mithya. All the time I was remembering Mundakopanishad only, Anya Vacho Vimunchatha. No, but so much time is spent on unnecessary listening, unnecessary seeing, and unnecessarily wasting the energies of the sense organs on things which are not really necessary. So here the prayer is Bhadram Pashyema Akshabhihi He Yajatraha. Hey Yajatraha, please bless us that our eyes will be able to recognize and see what is really auspicious and good for us. Let our eyes and ears not waste their energy on things which are of no use to us. If at all, they will put us more into bondage. It doesn't mean that we should not know what is happening around us. Yes, we should know what is happening around us. But a kind of an obsession 24 hours with the Mithya Jagat, that is what is being talked about here. Let us try to see that which is auspicious. Let us try to listen to that which is auspicious. What is the most auspicious? Who am I ultimately? What is this Jagat? What is this Ishvara? This knowledge about the self is the most auspicious one. Let us look for it. Look for it in the sense, let us go after it. Let us listen to it. So, Bhadram Karnebhi Shrunuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashyema Akshabhihi Yajatraha Sthirairangaihi Stuštuvagum Sastanubhihi Sthiraihi Angaihi Tuštuvagum Sahatanubhihi. What it means is, let the organs of my body, let my physical body be capable of sthiraihi angaihi. Let my body have the capacity and the strength to sit for a period of time, have the capacity to commit myself to this study. And sthiraihi angaihi tushtuvagum sahastanubihi. May us always be in your praise, He Yajatraha, He Devaha, with able bodies. Let us be always worshipping you for your grace, so that we see the right things, we hear or listen to the right things. This right thing is nothing but this knowledge about ourselves. Sthiraihi angaihi tushtuvagam saha stanubihi. So, with this strong body, give me the capacity to do what is necessary, because health is very necessary for Brahmajnana. A very unhealthy body, it's not possible. The mind cannot concentrate, the ears cannot listen for hours together to this Bhagya. I have to spend hours listening to the Guru, listening to the Shastra, Mananam, Nididhyasanam. It's not something which is easy. It requires a lot of effort, energy, time, and health of the body. So, sthiraihi angaihi. May the organs of my body be strong enough. May my body be strong enough to go through this pursuit. And may this body be always in your praise, He Devas, so that you constantly bless us with the capacity to see the right things, to listen to the right things, and also keep our body, minds in shape. Vyashema Deva Hitai Yadayuhu. May we spend whatever time or ayu that has been given by our prarabdha and by Ishvara, may we spend it on listening to the auspicious things, seeing the auspicious things, and in your worship. Let my whole life go in your worship and in the study or in the list or in listening to my own Swarupam. Let me spend my entire life, whatever has been given to me, Vyashema Deva Hitai Yadayuhu. Whatever Ayu is granted to me, let me spend it in the useful pursuit of listening to this Shastra. Seeing means what? Understanding what that Shastra is. That is why Yajnavalkya told his wife and Shishya Maitreyi, Atma va are drishtavyaha shrotavyo mantavyo nididhyasitavyaha. O dear Maitreyi, dear wife, Atma is something which should always be looked for as what? To be understood. Shrotavyo mantavyo nididhyasitavyaha. It should always be listened to, it should be contemplated upon, and it should be meditated upon. Therefore, he says here, Vyashema deva hitayadayuhu. Let my ayu, let my entire life go in this particular pursuit. The Guru and the Shishas are praying together. They are all praying together. Swasti naha indraha vriddhashravaha. Let Indra bless us. Swastihi. In naha indraha swastihi. Swasti means what? Blessing. May Indra bless us. Why Indra? He is ultimately the king of the gods. And Indra is the one who is the depiction of strength with his Vajrayuda. When Indra blesses me with strength, with courage, then I have the strength of the body, mind, and also the courage to pursue the study. So, swasti naha indraha vriddhashravaha. Vriddhashravaha means of great fame. Indra, who is the lord of all the devas, of great fame, known for his valor, known for his courage. Let this Indra bless us with courage in this pursuit. Swastina Indro Vriddhashravaha Swastina Pusha Vishvavedaha. Here Naha, it is not Na. Swasti Naha Indraha Vriddhashravaha. Don't say Swasti Na Indra. Na means don't bless us. Swasti na Indra. Indra, don't bless us. No, it is Swasti naha. Indraha naha swasti. That means let Indra be a blessing to us. Naha, to us. Swasti naha Indraha vriddhashravaha. Indra of great fame. Let him bless us. Naha. Swastina Pusha Vishvavedaha. Pusha means the Lord, Sun. Sun, Pusha. Because Pushnati, the one who nourishes this whole world. Pusha means the sun. Swasti Naha Pusha. Let Sun Lord, let Sun God bless us. It is said that Surya is Pratyaksha Narayana. Surya is Pratyaksha Ishvara for us. Sun is the Pratyaksha Lord. Pratyakshataya, that which is available to us to see and to worship. Sun is considered to be Surya Narayana Pratyaksha Ishvara. Saguna Ishvara is indicated by sun. That is why in many Upanishads, sun is taken as Saguna Ishvara for Saguna Ishvara Upasana. Many Upanishads, it's taken sun as for Saguna Ishvara Upasana. So, Swasti Naha Pusha. Let sun bless us in this pursuit. Pusha Vishvavedaha. Vishvavedaha means what? Sun or Pratyaksha Narayana, Pratyaksha Ishvara, who is Vishvavedaha, who is the all-knower of this universe. Why all-knower of this universe? It is the sun which gives us the heat, the right amount of heat which comes to the sun for living forms to survive. Correct? Sun gives us light. When sunlight comes, all the jivas wake up. The energy comes. Birds start flying, insects start getting up, animals start getting up, plants start unfolding. It's only human beings who keep sleeping. Every other jiva wakes up when sun rises. The light of the sun is invigorating. Sun is the energy giver. It is that which gives energy to all the jivas. It is that which gives energy to the plants to produce food. It is the heat of that itself which is manifested in our own stomachs as Jataragni, Vaishvanara Agni, that is digesting the food here. Therefore, Vishwaveda means what? Sun or Pusha. Another name for sun lord, sun god is Pusha. Lot of names are there. Pusha is one of the names. That which nourishes, that which gives life, that which gives heat, that which energizes the entire universe. Last but not the least, that which gives us rains. It is the sun which gives us the rains. And with the rains, the whole universe is rejuvenated. Wherever there is rain, the whole area is rejuvenated with greenery, with oshadis everywhere. So, Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda, the all-knowing. That means what? It is this Pusha, the sun, which nourishes, energizes, gives heat and light and nourishes through rain each and every jiva of this universe, of our solar system. Our solar system, we have this sun. Other solar systems have their own suns. Not SON, SUN sun. They have their own sun. So, this sun is none other than Surya Narayana for us. That's why we have Gayatri Mantra, worshipping the sun, Aruna Prashna, worshipping the sun. So many Surya mantras are there. There are so many in Upanishads itself, Surya Upasanas are there. The Surya or Pusha is that without whose blessing it is not possible to do anything in this world. Therefore, he says, Swasti Naha Pusha Vishwavedaha. Swasti Nastarksho Arishtanemihi. Tarkshaha Swasti Naha. Okay. Tarksha means Garuda. Who is Garuda? He is the Vahana of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. Who is Lord Vishnu? Ishvara in the form of sustainer of the universe. The one who sustains the universe, the sustainer of the universe. The Sthitikaraka is Vishnu. Parameshvara or this Brahman in the form of Srishtikaraka manifests as Brahma, and Sthitikaraka manifests as Vishnu, and as Layakaraka manifests as Shiva. So, who is Vishnu? Vishnu is the Sthitikaraka, the one who protects and the sthiti of the Jagat, who continues to maintain this Jagat with all the laws of Ishvara. And what kind of a Vahana should this Vishnu have? A Vahana like Garuda, who can go and fly from any loka to any loka. Garuda is not limited by time and space. Arishtanemihi is called because he is not limited by time and space. All the other jivas are limited by time and space. Tarkshaha or Garuda is the one who has no limitations of time and space in his flight. Without any limitation, boundaries of time and space, Garuda flies. His flight is limitless. And that is how our approach to Brahman be. Our flight to knowing Brahman should be the one which is not limited by any of these things. So, this Tarksha or Garuda, who is Arishtanemi, the one who is not limited by time or space, may this Garuda bless us. Like the flight taken by Garuda, unobstructed anywhere, let our flight towards Atmadhyanam be unobstructed by any obstacles. Then Swasthino Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Brihaspatihi. Who's Brihaspatihi? Brihaspati is Guru, or the Lord or the teacher of Indra. Deva Guru. Brihaspati is the Deva Guru. And Brihaspati, hey Brihaspati, bless us. Because Brihaspati is the Vak Devata, Brihaspati is the Buddhi Devata also. So Brihaspati is the one who has to bless the teacher so that there are no Vak doshas in the Guru. Whatever is there in his mind, it should be able to flow freely to the Shishya. So, hey Brihaspati, may you bless the Guru with the capacity to communicate whatever he has to communicate without any obstacles in his speech. At the same time, hey Brihaspati, let there be no buddhi doshas either in the Guru or in the Shishya. Let the Guru be free from all the buddhi doshas. Let me, the Shishya, all the more be free from buddhi doshas, because I have to absorb what is being told by the Guru. And therefore, ultimately, last but not the least, the Guru and the Shishya are asking for the blessings of Brihaspati. Swastino Brihaspatir Dadhatu. May you bless us, O Brihaspati. Om Shantihi Shantihi Shantihi. 3 times we ask for peace or Shanti. This also I have already expressed in the last Upanishad. Why are we asking for this Shanti 3 times? Basically, there are 3 groups of obstacles which can block us. One is called as Adhyatmika Tapa or Adhyatmika Bandhas or Adhyatmika Pratibandha. Adhyatmika obstacles, Adhyatmika Pratibandha. What is that? In me, myself, there is an obstacle. Either my body is not all right, I am not healthy, or my mind is not in a position to absorb anything that particular day, or there are some emotional disturbances in me. So the obstacle is within me. In the body mind sense complex, there is this obstacle. Adhyatmika Pratibandhas. Let there be freedom from all the Adhyatmika Pratibandhas. At least when I'm sitting here for this 1 hour listening to this Shastra from the Guru, let there be no Adhyatmika Pratibandhas. Obstacles centered on myself, on my body mind sense complex. Let such obstacles not be there. Second Shanti is Shanti from Adi Bhautika Pratibandhas. Pratibandha means obstacle. Adi Bhautika. That means there can be some obstacles over which I have part control, partial control, but I have no total control. Correct? For example, the Guru Shishya are sitting in a forest. There are some wild animals moving around. There are insects and other things moving around which are disturbing what is going on. So, partly we have the capacity to control them, but partly we don't have. If we take our own, the current scenario, if we take, I'm studying Shastra, I'm listening to the Shastra, the Guru is teaching me, and outside in the drawing room, the TV is blaring. Even though Bhadrang Karne bhi Shrunuyama, my ears are not able to concentrate here, they are going there. What can I do? It's partly under my control. I can go and request my people outside, look, either turn down the volume or switch off for just this 1 hour. I want to listen to this. So that means what? I have a partial control over my surroundings. I don't have total control. If they listen to me and if they do it, fine. If they don't do it, If they say, sorry, we can't do anything, we can't do anything about it. So Adi Bhautika Pratibandhas, the second Shanti. May there not be any Adi Bhautika Pratibandhas. Third one is Adi Daivika Pratibandhas. That means the obstacles over which I have absolutely no control. I have no control at all. Heavy rains. Internet is not working. The session is going on, but I am not connected, not going on. I want to go and listen to the Guru. Heavy rains, I am not able to go. A storm is there, a tsunami is there, or weather is not suitable, or some unforeseen things are happening because of which I am not able to really go and listen. So these are all called as Adi Daivika. Daivika means it is entirely Ishvara's will that I am not supposed to really get into this teaching today for whatever it is. So there are these three types of tapas, afflictions, pratibandhas, obstacles, that is adhyatmika, adi bhautika, adi daivika tapas or pratibandhas, and Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. He means let there be peace from the point of view of Adhyatmika Pratibandhas. Let there be peace from my surroundings, Adi Bhautika Pratibandhas. And let there be peace even from Adi Daivika Pratibandhas. Let the teaching, let the samvada between the Guru and the Shishya, let the transfer of knowledge from the Guru to the Shishya happen without any obstacles. This is the purpose of Shanti Pata. Because we say Om Shanti 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 Hi three times at the end of every Shanti Pata, these prayers are called as Shanti Pathas or Shanti Mantras. Because in different ways we are asking for blessings from different deities so that we are able to pursue this pursuit of Atmajnanam without any obstacles. There are different Shanti Pathas for different Upanishads which belong to different Vedas. And as and when we come to them, we will see, because we have already seen one Sahanavavatu, which I have already explained to you. So this Bhadrang Karnebhi is something which we are going to chant every time before we start the session. Like we did for Kathopanishad, we are going to start with this every time. With this, the basic introduction, the introduction of the Upanishad and the Shanti Pata we have covered. And from the next session, we'll go to the Upanishad proper, because today we don't have time. I don't want to start the first verse of the Upanishad halfway, but then, we will start the Upanishad from the next session. And ॐ नन्दन्तु साधका सर्वे विनश्यन्तु विदूषकाः अवस्थाशाम्भवी मेस्तु प्रसन्नोऽस्तु गुरुः सदा सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखमाप्नुयात् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ तत्सत्